Hello friends of Tony's Garden. Welcome to another video where today we'll see how to make a homemade waterer from recycled materials. It's truly a super cool invention, very simple to make and very cheap. It'll be free, so pay attention. The first thing to do is choose the bottle where we'll store the water for our waterer. The larger the container, the less often we'll need to refill the water.
The tap we'll use for our waterer will be this cap from a carton. If we don't have a carton, we can also use one from a slightly smaller bottle. We remove it with your finger and nail. You can remove it very easily. There you go.
And we remove some cardboard here.
We've already placed our stopper on the bottle where we'll store the water. Okay? We'll place it about 3 or 4 fingers high. We'll finalize that later where we'll deposit the water for the animals to drink. Okay, we'll try to avoid any bumps on the bottle, always looking for the smoothest part. Then with a marker, we'll mark where we'll make the hole for the water to come out.
We cut very carefully, okay? So we don't go outside the lines. I'm telling you, it's important, and it's better to cut too little than too much. The hole doesn't need to be very big because the water won't need a high flow rate, so just enough. Be very careful not to overdo it. No, a small hole, just like this with the scissors. Perfect. If we look, it's perfect. About a finger's thickness. My finger doesn't even fit in. Well, my fingers are quite big, but this is more than perfect. Okay, a close-up.
I want to show you how it is. You notice that the hole at the end is smaller, okay?
Don't worry. It's always better to make it smaller. With one finger, we hold down the cap to keep it in place so it doesn't move. And with the other, well, we can use a hot glue gun or what you like, okay? We can pass along the edge with great care, okay? Keeping a little pressure. Be careful if you use hot glue because it can burn the plastic, so it's very important to be very careful. We're going to go slowly. Circling around the entire stopper. Well, why did I tell you to always look for the flattest part? Because look, the water could escape more easily here and we would have to add a bit more silicone. So, well, although there wouldn't be a problem, it's always better to find the flattest part of the bottle. We're applying silicone there. It's important that everything is well covered with silicone, that is all very well sealed so the water doesn't leak out. Once we've applied silicone everywhere, we'll let it dry a bit to test if it's properly sealed. While it dries, I'll show you some different models here, okay? This is a 6-liter bottle, this one is 8, much larger, okay? More water capacity, but it will be the same process with a carton cap. And if we can't find the carton containers or that kind of lid, we can use regular bottles. There's no problem at all. Look, all right. This is a 1.5 or 2 liter bottle. I'm not quite sure. And we can all get them by recycling from the trash.
Many people throw it out, but I pick it up. So now we're going to check if it works. If it holds the water inside, we'll pour in some water to see if it leaks or spills out. This is an important matter.
If we notice water escaping, then we'll take a look to see where it's coming from and add more silicone. Very good. So we can see that it's absolutely perfect and is not losing any water at all. It's completely ready now for us to test it out and start using it. Now all that's left for me to do is show you exactly how it operates. We fill the water bottle right up to the very top. Okay? Once it's filled to the top with the bottom stopper in, okay? So the water doesn't leak out, we seal this bottle completely shut and place it in a container. The container can also be recycled. It could be half a bottle placed horizontally, a Tupperware we reuse, okay? Or even a wash basin would do. Once we have the waterer in its final location, okay? As I mentioned earlier, the faucet we have down here must always be below the level of the container where we'll add the water, because otherwise the water the water would overflow and keep flowing out. It must always be below. That's the amount that's below. Okay? Will determine the quantity of water that will rise inside. Okay, the water here, once we open the faucet, will rise higher up here. All right, we're going to start opening it so you can see. Okay, and as the water is falling, you'll notice that oxygen is entering. That's why the water falls. As we go up, we pour water into the container. This water is what the animals will be able to drink. Once the level reaches the cap, oxygen will stop entering the bottle. Do you see? Well, less and less oxygen enters, and since it's sealed by the cap from above, there's no way for this water inside the bottle to get more oxygen. So if we look, okay, it will stop dripping water. Do you notice that the water has already stopped falling? If we take a look up here, you'll see no water is falling. It's completely stagnant or perfectly still, or just maintaining its level, all right? until the animals drink and the level here drops, as Marcin, no more oxygen will enter. Now, since no oxygen enters, no water flows out. Do you see? It's very important, right? You see that if I raise the bottle a bit, oxygen keeps entering and more water flows. The moment no more oxygen enters, the water stops flowing. And why is it important to have two stoppers, the one down here and the one up here? It's crucial to prevent oxygen from entering the top, stopping the water flow. If we open this cap, or if there were no cap, air would enter. You see? Water will gush out, overflowing the container and spilling. The best way is by sealing it, removing the oxygen, preventing any oxygen from entering. That way the water stays covered up to the level of this hole here, where water comes out. Sanatko, why did I put a stopper here when I could have just made a simple hole? Simply when the water covered the hole, whereas it would stop flowing out. It's very simple, to refill it calmly and with ease. I put the stopper in so that when I remove it, the water stops flowing. Now I have to refill it. And to refill it, what do? Well, once this is covered, as I said, I can open the top. Even if air gets in, it doesn't matter because the water won't spill. I can easily refill the dispenser without moving it from its spot. I can leave it in its final place and use a bottle to keep refilling it until it's full. This way I have a water dispenser that I don't need to move, and by opening or closing some caps, it's already working. And this smaller travel model also works just as well. We remove the cap, okay, and our water dispenser is already working, okay? The animal won't knock this over because with the weight of the water, it stays firmly in place. We open it and then we can leave without worrying our animals lack water. Great invention, and I hope you all really liked the video as much as I enjoyed making it. Honestly, the other day my chicken waterer broke and I had to quickly figure out how to make a homemade one, trying to use the fewest resources and the least money possible. In the end, this was the idea I came up with, and I love sharing it with you all so you can also make one. Please leave any suggestions in the comments or anything you think could be added to this water fountain to improve it. I think it's perfect, but it can always be improved, and together we build a good community. So if you make the bird feeder, I'd love for you to share the photos with me on Instagram. I have a Huertina Tony, and so if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, feel free to comment and subscribe if you haven't already, as we always share interesting things about plants and gardens here. Well, until next time.